The night I decided to go back to church, I couldn't sleep. Not because I didn't believe, but because I was afraid. Afraid that I'd try again and still feel like I didn't belong. If you're lying awake asking yourself, what if this isn't really home for me? This video is for you. Because I know that fear. For me, it wasn't just about walking back into a church building. It was the deeper question underneath it. What if I try again and I still don't belong anywhere? That question stayed with me for years. Through leaving, searching, and wanting faith, but not knowing where I actually fit. And if that's where you are right now, I want you to know something before we go any further. You're not alone, and you don't have to carry this by yourself. The thing is, when you've spent years searching, questioning, or trying to belong, that uncertainty doesn't just disappear overnight. Feeling this tension doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means this actually matters to you. For me, this fear started much earlier than I realized. Way back when I was a Catholic school student, I was one of those kids who had questions about everything. I wasn't trying to be difficult. I was genuinely curious and wanted to understand why we believed the things we did. I remember one religion teacher in particular, a former nun, who would get annoyed when I asked too many questions. And even when I asked other teachers, the answers never really satisfied that deeper curiosity I had. I started to feel like I was being told what to believe, but not really helped to understand why. As I got older, I'd sit through Mass feeling emotionally disconnected, not just from what was happening, but from the parish community itself. Later on, when I was old enough to make my own choices, I joined a different faith community where I thought I might finally fit in. I fell in love with its traditions, its history, and its people. And more than anything, I wanted to be part of it. For the first time in a long while, I thought, maybe this is where I belong. But over time, it became clear that as much as I wanted to belong, I never fully found my place there. And then years later, something unexpected happened. I felt a quiet pull back toward the Catholic Church. It wasn't sudden or dramatic. It was gradual and subtle, and honestly, more than a little confusing. Part of me wanted to come back, but another part of me was afraid of what that would mean, both practically and emotionally. I wondered if I was being disloyal to the path I had taken before. I wondered if I was misunderstanding what I was feeling. And underneath all of that was that same old fear. What if I go back and I still don't belong anywhere? Part of me wanted to go back, while another part wondered if there would actually be a place for me. And if that's how you feel right now, I want to speak to you for a moment. Maybe you haven't gone back yet. Maybe you keep thinking about it, but something keeps stopping you. You might be telling yourself you need to be more certain first, or more settled or confident. But a lot of the time, the hesitation isn't really about belief at all. It's about belonging. It's the fear that you'll try again sincerely and still feel like an outsider. And if that's where you are right now, I want you to know that hesitating doesn't mean you're behind or failing or doing something wrong. Standing at the edge like this usually means you care, and you're trying to be honest about something that matters deeply to you without rushing it. When I finally did go back, it wasn't a big moment. I didn't walk in feeling confident, and I didn't have everything figured out. But what surprised me was how ordinary it felt, in a good way. No one questioned why I was there or asked me to explain myself. I just sat there quietly taking in the church, the altar, the tabernacle, the marble statues of St. Joseph and Our Lady. And instead of feeling exposed or out of place, I felt peaceful. Not because all my questions disappeared and not because everything suddenly made sense, but because in that quiet, I felt received, not evaluated. And there was something else. In that stillness, I felt what I can only describe as a steady reassurance. It wasn't loud or emotional or overwhelming. Just a quiet sense that I was where I was meant to be. It felt like being gently told, "You're okay here. You belong." So wherever you are in this right now, whether you're still standing at the edge or quietly thinking about going back, you're not alone in it. Just know this: if you're here asking these questions, it's because something real is stirring in you. And sometimes the most faithful thing you can do is stay with the questions and trust that God will meet you there before He gives you the answers. If this resonated with you, you're welcome to share where you are on your faith journey in the comments, even just a few words. Thanks for being here, and God bless.